How's it going, everyone? My name is Michael SK, and welcome back to Chaos Child. We are infiltrating the hospital for the second time. The first time, things definitely were weird. But this time around, things are just straight up nuts. And I feel like we're only scratching the surface of how crazy things are bound to get. We are currently in a sub-basement. We were already in the basement, where we were even in the autopsy storage room, where they were storing the dead bodies, of course. And they even had to hide there, because a group of people, including a girl, that same girl that came up in a forced delusion and in all of the previous events so far, she was there. But anyways, secret room led us to the sub-basement, or secret door, I guess you could say. We're now in a sub-basement, and we came across what seemed like another delusion, possibly, of a creepy-ass monster. We've now run into Kunosato, who snapped us out of that delusion, and we are continuing to explore this sub-basement. The further down the hallway we went, the darker it got. The lights were sporadically placed, and half of them were burnt out. You had to look carefully to see more than a few meters ahead. The only things I had to guide me were the black-haired girl in front of me, and the wall that I was touching with my hand. Yeah, we're kind of walking along the walls. The wall hadn't been repaired for a long time. In some places, the paint had actually fallen off, and in parts, the steel beams underneath were exposed. This place must have been built a long time ago. We walked through the underground labyrinth as quietly as we could. None of my five senses were of any use to me now, and I had no idea where I was or how I'd gotten there. But Kunosato seemed to know exactly where she was going. Looking back, maybe we were lucky to meet her. No, we definitely were. I had no idea how long we'd been walking, but we finally came to a part of the hallway with a row of doors on the opposite wall. The doors were made of steel and looked very strong. On the upper part of each was what looked like a number plate. There were tiny windows on the doors, but they had thick bars on them. They looked like the solitary confinement cells I'd seen on a TV show once. I'd like to believe there aren't. The space beyond the bars was pitch black, and I couldn't tell if there was anything inside. Now, something I didn't bring up last time was she was talking about how it wasn't just her that was investigating, but she said I'm pretty sure. She said something that alluded to there being more than just her being down here investigating. So is there more people here investigating, or is it just her? I'm not sure. Uh-oh. Ito quickly apologized, but Kunosato turned around, walked up to him, and wrapped her hand around his throat again. Ito nodded again and again until she finally glared at him one last time and let him go. He put his hand to his throat and moaned a little. It was obvious that Kunosato wasn't messing around. Maybe this place was more dangerous than I thought. Uh-oh. Suddenly I heard the sound of someone pounding the door from the inside. Someone was inside? But... Oh. We almost screamed, but when we saw Kunosato's glare, we quickly put our hands over our mouths. What the hell was that voice? Sarika tugged frantically at my arm. Then Ito grabbed onto me too. What the fuck? I wanted to cling to someone too, but there was no one for me to grab.
あれ、あっちの扉の中から目が。
何?
I don't want to see. I looked over where Ito was pointing and tried to see for myself, but I couldn't see anything.
気のせいだろ。
いや、確かに見た。間違いなく目だった。
Aw, man, don't do that. Don't scare me like that, bro. Now there was singing. I could hear a girl singing in a tiny, barely audible voice. Creak, creak. A woman was pushing an old baby carriage down the hallway toward us. She was the one singing. That's creepy. Serika and Ito cringed in terror. My heart was beating so fast and so loud that I could hear the sound echoing in my ears.
止まれ。壁に張り付いてじっとしているわ。向こうにはこっちが見えていない。
でも。
いいから喋るな。
Kunosato pushed her back up against the wall and stopped breathing. Excuse me. We did the same, but our bodies shaking with fear as we moved. No, I'm good. You don't need to do anymore. Ah, don't do that. Creak, creak. The sound of the creaking old carriage got closer and closer as the woman passed near us. Kunosato was right. Her eyes were hazy and out of focus, and she didn't seem to notice us. But she was only a meter away. Okay, can we, like, not have this perspective? I don't like that. I understand that it's just like a sprite coming towards us. Or an image or whatever, but... Slowly, slowly. She sang as she pushed the carriage right past us. Come on, Ito, you fucker. Ito was so terrified his body started to spasm. He gave a small cry. Yeah? Yeah, keep it inside you, Takuru. The woman stopped right in front of us and slowly turned around. Ah, don't do that. Her empty eyes stared at us, and then slowly, jerkily, like a broken machine, she tilted her head. Hey, how's it going? We clung to the wall and held our breath, unable to move a muscle. We were too scared to even close our eyes. I couldn't take anymore. I wanted out. I wanted to get away from here. If I stayed here another minute, I was gonna go crazy. Stop laughing. It doesn't make us feel any better. The woman stared at us for what felt like hours. But then she looked forward once more as if nothing had happened and started to walk again. Thank fuck. Did we accidentally, like, run into an insane asylum or some shit? That's my best guess. She hella turns around and fucking murders us. We almost collapsed to the ground in relief. I couldn't take my eyes off her as she disappeared into the darkness.
自分たちがどういう場所にいるのか、少しは分かったか?
No. Even as we'd been almost crushed by the terror, Kunosato had been completely calm.
帰りたいと泣いても、もう遅いからな。そこが目的の部屋だ。
Kunosato moved away from the wall and stared straight in front of us.
目的の部屋?
I followed her gaze to a pair of double doors in the darkness. They were different than the others. They looked like the doors to a normal lab.
来い。遅れるな。
Kunasato headed toward the doors, seeming completely unafraid. Serika's legs were shaking too much for her to move, so Ito and I helped her as we followed. When we got to the door, Kunasato took out what looked like a key card from her skirt pocket. This door had a modern electronic lock, unlike the others we'd seen so far. That's strange. Why would you have something modern down here? And stuff that was old up there, what the fuck? She put the key card up to the reader, and the door swung open silently. She disappeared into the room, and we quickly followed. So what's going on in here? We all gasped as we entered the room. An entire wall of the room was lined with monitors. They were probably set up to observe something, but every one of them was off, so there was no way to tell what. But it was hard to believe that someone would set up something like this in a normal hospital.
おい。
はい。
Kunasato turned toward Ito and gave him an order in a flat, emotionless voice.
見張りくらいはやってもらおう。ドアの外の音に注意してろ。誰か来たら知らせるんだ。
了解。
Kunasato nodded, looked around the room, and then headed straight for a computer. She took a look at the wiring behind it and then flipped the power switch. The machine started to make a low noise.
動くんですか？
見ればわかるだろう。
でも、勝手に立ち上げたりして大丈夫なんすかね？
I mean, why not?
どうして？
だって、ネットで繋がってたりしたら、動かしてることバレるんじゃ。
心配ない。こいつがスタンドアローンだということは確認してある。
Oh, that's good. Oh, that explained it. If that was true, at least we wouldn't have to worry about someone seeing it from the outside.
お前たちが思いつくようなことを私が考えないとでも思ったのか。バカにするなよ。
She was as obnoxious as ever, excuse me. Neither of us know the first thing about you, though you can really... Goddamn. So can you really blame us? Was something that neither Ito nor I could say. They definitely thought it. They definitely thought it. That is a lot of monitors. Oh. They're turning on. The OS on the computer booted up. I looked at the screen and saw Kunasato was entering some kind of password. The password was accepted and the screen filled with several folders. That is hurting my eyes. She opened them up and began carefully checking the contents of each one. Unfortunately, many of the files were written in English, and we had no idea what they said. Kunasato, however, was reading through each one and nodding. Yeah, I mean, we know that. Yeah, we all know that she can speak and understand English because apparently she knows Kirisu from the Steins Gate series, who also knows English. She seemed to be trying to unlock the password at incredible speed.
なんだよ。
彼女、学校で見たことあるか？
いや、どうしてだ？
For some reason, I have Origin on, and it's really annoying.
学校にいたんだよ。うちの制服着て。だから、うちの生徒のはずなんだけど。そうか。お前も見たことないのか？
マジかよ、それ。
Ito seemed more shocked than I expected.
嘘だろ。こんな美人、俺がチェックしてなかっただとは。
Not only was she attractive, she seemed incredibly smart, and she had an arrogant attitude that made her nothing like the other students. If she'd been coming to school, she would have stood out, in both a good and bad way. But Ito didn't know her?
何を調べてるんですか？
Serika asked the question that both Ito and I had been too afraid to ask. I was sure she'd been told to shut up, but...
この施設で何が行われていたかだよ。
She answered Serica's question much more easily than I expected. Then maybe I can ask something too.
この施設って病院とは何か関係が？
黙ってろと言っただろうが。
God damn it. Damn it. Why was I getting treated so differently? There's something about Serica, and she pointed that out, or she alluded to that in the last episode. Was it because Serica was a girl? Was she one of, you know, those types? Don't tell me she normally dressed and act like a boy. That would explain why Ito didn't know her. Kunosato ignored me and typed in a series of commands, then opened what looked like a top secret file. And then...
Jared.
She smiled for the first time that I'd ever seen and clicked on a file. And then something appeared on the screen. This looks familiar. Was it some kind of drawing? It was a strange picture drawn in ink and paint.
何これ？落書き？
いや違う。あれは。
I'd seen it somewhere before. That was...
そうか。ロールシャッハテストだ。
I remembered reading about them in an issue of Cool Cat Press.
ほう。抜けた顔しているが、最低限の知識はあるようだな。
I wasn't sure if that was a compliment or an insult. Good thing we were reading those magazines, huh?
テスト？
あれだ、確か性格診断かなんかの。
そう。インクのシミでできた全く意味のない図形が何に見えるかで、その人の性格や思考が分析できるんだ。
正確に言えば、インクのシミを落とした紙を真ん中で折り曲げ、それで生じた左右対称の図形を使う。
Just like Kunosato said, all the pictures on the screen were almost perfectly symmetrical.
ただし、ロールシャッハテスト自体、果たして精神分析法として有効かどうか、疑問視もされているんだがな。
Kunosato was studying the screen intently.
ってことは、ここはその、上にある精神科と同じような施設だったということですか？
If that was the case, I could imagine that, or what these monitors were there for. They were to look at each of the patient's rooms. That would mean that this was a medical facility that treated illnesses, At least that's what I wanted it to mean. Yeah, honestly. Because... that thing that Serica and I had seen as a child. That strange atmosphere that we'd sensed. And that voice, which I could still hear in my ears. We abandoned her and ran away from this place. So if that wasn't some kind of torture chamber, and this place was actually curing her, Serica and I would be free of guilt that had been with us for so long. But my hopes...
違う。ここはそんな生優しい場所じゃない。
Aw man, turn the music back on, please. Were quickly dashed by Kunosato's answer. She opened another folder. It was filled with reports, written in Japanese this time.
センスへの断続的刺激による臨床実験。ロブスに与える電気信号とフェノメノン。思った通り、ここでは脳科学方面からのアプローチによる臨床実験が行われていたようだな。
Well, that connects with what we saw.
脳科学？臨床実験って？
うるさい。余計な口を挟むな。
でも、僕のよく知ってる子がここにいたかもしれないんです。
何？
I lied. I didn't know who she was. But if I didn't lie, it didn't feel like she was going to tell me anything. just as I expected, when she turned around and saw the first faint glimmerings of interest in me on Kunisato's face. I gave her a brief description of what I'd witnessed here so long ago. Kunisato bit her lip. Her expression was different than before. But then she forced herself to look back at the computer.
はあ、それは間違いなく人体実験だ。
Yeah, I sort of figured.
人体実験
Remember when we came here to get our phone back? No, that meant... Yeah, it's exactly what it means. 100%. Then that meant she was... That horrible vision started to eat away at me again.
簡単に言えば人間の脳をいじる実験だよ。
脳をいじるって、そんな。
だから言っただろ。ここはそんな生優しい場所じゃないと。
Kunisato was trying to keep her face as expressionless as possible. And then the second she opened up another file, she gasped a little. What happened? I could see the words on the screen as well.
ちょっと待て。なんだよあれ。
Uh-oh. She was completely focused on reading the report, so she didn't notice that I was looking over her shoulder as well.
超感覚的知覚に関する臨床実験。特殊な事象異変を発現させるための具体的傾向。
What were event fluctuations? Kunisato clicked the mouse to move to the next page. I read along with her.
視覚刺激による発症。的中率 9.25%。中脳辺縁系ニューロンのドーパミン分泌の誘発による発現。視床下部損傷と切除。発症見られず。思考のトレース。リモートビューイング。妄想の増幅による事象への影響。
Over half the report was filled with specialized language that I didn't really understand. But by desperately connecting the words I did know, I managed to make some sense out of the report. And...
まさか、そんなことが。
You wanna summarize what you just figured out? I was stunned. Was that really possible? The girl who'd cried to us for help was being experimented on here. And the point of those experiments was...
人間の脳をいじって、超常的な特殊能力を発症させる実験?
Oh, man. That explained why Shinjo and Kunisato were talking about psychics. And that was the commonality that I suspected was lurking behind the murders.
おい。
Kunisato caught me looking and threatened me in a low voice, excuse me. But I didn't have time to worry about that.
これ本当なんですか？こんな SF みたいなことが本当に。
She looked unhappy but gave in.
実験自体は随分と前から行われていたようだ。というよりも、この病院自体がその実験のカモフラージュのために建てられたと考えてもいい。
この病院が？
That's insane, dude. What the hell?
それで、今は？
はあ？
今は行われてるんですか？その実験。
If that was true, was she still here?
いや、ある出来事をきっかけに中止されたらしい。
A certain event? That's just what I asked, actually.
中止されたのはちょうど6年前。2009年11月6日。
それって、渋谷地震の日。
地震のせいで研究どころじゃなくなった のか。
いいや違うな。この病院は震源域の外だ。被害は全く受けていない。
じゃあどうして？
I really hope Ito is still standing
だ
guard,
か
by the
ら
way.
それを探って。
Kunasato stopped short and clicked her tongue. She must have decided she told us too much.
いいからおとなしくしていろ。
She pushed me away from the screen lightly. It looked like she didn't want me to read anymore.
これは。
Kunisato's hand froze on the mouse. She was staring intently at the screen. Then she started to talk to herself.
11番目のロールシャッハが脳に与える影響。11番目。
She just knocked me away so that I couldn't see the screen, but I couldn't help but lean forward. Her voice was just that strange.
どうしたんですか？
ロールシャッハテストには10種類の絵しか存在しない。11番目なんて聞いたことも。だから黙ってろお前。
Kunasato turned around and glared at me. When she did, I caught a glimpse of the monitor. Yeah, those are all of them. The screen was filled with thumbnails of the different Rorschach tests, I'll call it that. And Kunasato was just about to click on the mysterious 11th one. Kunasato clicked to open the file. When she did... Oh. Yeah, that's, that is creepy looking. What appeared on the screen was Sumo sticker.
歴史シール。
Oh no. We're getting thrown into another delusion. What was going on? I felt sick. I couldn't stand. I collapsed to the floor. Interesting. Apparently seeing that actually triggered something with us. It felt like something was crawling out from the bottom of my intestines. That something was bugs? Tiny, slimy bugs with lots of little feet were crawling up from my stomach into my throat, scattering disgusting fluids behind them as they moved. Oh, these lovely sounds. The disgusting crawling sensation passed through my throat and out into my mouth. What the hell were these things? Stop it, help me. I feel sick, help me. Get out of my body.
たく
Oh, don't talk to me like that. And don't make those sounds. That's gross.
しっかりしてよたくってば。
Huh? Did I fall asleep? No, that wasn't it. I'd looked at the screen and gotten sick. And then passed out? Where was I? My head felt awfully cold.
なんだか気持ちがいいね。
Why is she talking like that? We're still in the delusion, but I don't know if he knows that or not. I could hear Sarika's voice, but I couldn't see her. Where was I?
ほら見て見て。しんちゃんったらあんな格好になってる。
Ito was here?
私とタクもお揃いだね。
Matching? What was she talking about? I'm afraid to see what she's talking about. When I looked to the side and saw it, my head cleared instantly. Ugh. Oh no. Sarika was next to me, lying in the same kind of seat I'd seen the girl in the vision sitting in. What was strange was her head. There was something on top of it, slimy and pink. No, that wasn't it. That was... That's not good. That was her brain. The top of Sarika's skull was completely gone, with several electrodes sticking out of what remained. Why are you laughing, Ito? I suddenly heard a high-pitched voice from the other side. Oh, there he is. It took some time before I realized that the voice belonged to Ito. That's how insane it sounded. I'm sure the voice actors had a lot of fun with this shit. I couldn't tell if Ito was screaming in pain or pleasure, excuse me. His brain was exposed and part of it seemed to be missing.
気持ちいいねトク。
Yeah, I agree. I tried to move, but I was held down tight and couldn't budge. I heard a cold voice from above my head. The voice was...
今すぐお前もあいつのようにしてやる。だからじっとしているがいい。
Something cold touched my head. At least that's how it felt. Are we about to lose our skull? All this red is really just clouding the screen. It felt good. Like my brain was going to melt. And soon I wasn't sure where I ended and the rest of the world began. Well, that was a fun delusion, wasn't it? Huh? Where was I? I was back in the basement?
トク大丈夫？
あ、大丈夫だ。
起きられるか？ほら。
Ito slowly helped me to my feet.
軽い。僕、どうしたんだ？
うん、画面にね、例の怖いシールがいきなりアップになったからびっくりしたんだよ。それで転んでタクは頭を打っちゃって。
そうか。
I rubbed the back of my head and sure enough, there was a big bump. Kunosato was staring at me in front of the screen. I thought she was going to complain again, but instead she pulled me up to look at the screen.
確かめてもらいたいことができた。来い。
あのシールなら許してください。なんか気分が優れなくて。
いや、あれじゃない。いいから来い。
見るなって言ったり見ろって言ったり。
It's best not to complain, man.
なんだ。
わかりましたよ。
Since it was clear that she wasn't going to take no for an answer, I stood next to her.
お前に確認してほしいのはこのファイルだ。
Kunosato tapped the report on the screen with her nails.
11番目のロールシャン派。さっきの画像に何らかの効果があるとみなされて、初めて実験に使用されたのが2007年とある。
2007 was 2 years before the Shibuya quake. That was right about the time people started to see the sumo stickers, if I remembered right. And that was the same year we'd snuck in here to find out the truth about the urban legend of Amy. I took the mouse and read the next part.
自称変異を起こす素養を持つ存在のみが人の顔を模したように見える11番目の画像に対し通常の人間とは異なる反応を示す。そのことが判明した。この症状が最初に観測されたのは被験体番号第79号南沢千里からであり。
There's that name. And then I stopped scrolling down the screen. There was a picture of a girl there.
どうだ、その子に見覚えがあるか。
タク、この子。
あ、
Remember her? That was the girl. That was the girl we'd seen that day. Yes, you don't have to keep flashing it back. We know who it is. You don't have to keep on letting us hear her attempt to say, "Save me." That was the girl who'd seen us and begged for help. Kunasato looked at me.
さっき話していたこの施設にいたかもしれない友達というのはこの子なんだな。
はい。
I wasn't sure how to answer, but I decided to keep up the lie that she was my friend. The truth was, I had only just now learned that her name was Minamisawa Senri.
そうか。
But Kunasato looked very sad. I didn't know she was even capable of looking that way. She stared at the picture of Minamisawa Senri on the screen.
私はお前のことを嫌いだが、ここで苦しんでいた友達をずっと忘れないでいることには敬意を払ってもいい。
え？
Her eyes grew just a little softer. But I felt a cold sweat as I looked at them.
違う。
It wasn't out of friendship that I'd never been able to forget the girl named Minamisawa Senri. It was because she was in my nightmare. But I couldn't say that. All I could do was try and make it hard to tell what I was really thinking.
本当は救いたかったのに、それができなかった。でも、それは仕方のないことだ。気に病むことはない。
そうじゃない。違うんだ。
I had been too afraid to save her, and I abandoned her.
今、彼女はどうしているんだろう。
Kunasato didn't realize what I was thinking though. She called up more data on the girl called Minamisawa Senri.
彼女は11番目の画像で特殊な兆候を見せた被験者としてかなり強引な実験を受けていたようだ。でも死ぬことなく生き延びた。
Forceful experiments? The kind that could kill you? When I heard that, I almost threw up. I did my best to keep Kunasato from finding out.
だが渋谷地震の時に運悪く震源域に居合わせて、それ以降は行方不明ということになっているな。
行方不明？
いや、正確にはこの実験施設が地震の直後に機能を終えてしまったため、彼女に関するデータが存在しないというのが正しい。ただ、地震の犠牲になった可能性は高いな。
そうですか。
There's also a good chance that she's somewhere in this fucking sub-basement, and there's also a good chance that she's out and about, who knows. But what really gets me wondering is the fact that Kirusu was calling her up. That was her name on the phone. I am very, very confused. And I'm also very concerned because of the reaction that Takuru had when he saw the 11th image. Sure, it was just the sumo sticker, just in a really weird way. But throwing us into that delusion is very concerning. And the fact that those that have some sort of reaction are those that were experimented on. It was horrible, but I felt a little less like throwing up. At least she hadn't died because of the experiments, or because we'd abandoned her. Hearing that made me feel like I'd been forgiven a little. A violent sense of self-hatred overcame me again.
ごめん。南沢、千里さん。
She'd been practically tortured here as part of those experiments, and then been caught in the earthquake. But And then I felt something tugging at the edge of my memories.
南沢さん？
Hadn't I heard that name somewhere before? But then where, and from who?
あれ？でも
Before I could think about it any further, Ito spoke up hesitantly.
なんだ？
この実験施設機能を終えたって おかしいですよ。その割にあちこちに人がいましたよね。
Yeah.
小さな女の子も。
そうだよね。
俺たちその女の子を追ってここへ来たんです。ここが廃棄された施設って言うなら、あの子一体何を。
That's actually a really good question, and it made me a little scared, because that means that she is somewhere down here and she is up to something.
ああ、そのことか。
Kunasato closed the file on Misawa Senri, and her face took on its usual cool, emotionless expression.
ここは今、実験中にトラブルのあった被験者たちの保護施設として使われている。
実験中にトラブルのあった被験者？
実験に失敗して脳に損傷を負ったり、正気を失った患者を程度によって軟禁、もしくは監禁しておくための地下収容所ということだ。
Explains that woman we came across. A cold chill ran through my body. Yeah, we get it. See, I already came to that conclusion already, game.
まさかそんなことって。
ありえねえ。
ひどい。
目的のためならどんなことでもやる連中がいる。お前たちが相手にしているのはそういう連中なんだ。だから最初に警告してやったろ。
Man, you should have been more specific then. There really is no turning back now. We know way too much. Kunasato opened another file.
これで見る限り、現在でも20名近くの人間がここにいるようだな。
She scrolled down the page and a new picture appeared.
待ってください。その子。
Oh my god. That was the girl we'd been following. So Yuki Yamazoe. Born 2001, female, blood type A. Okay, that doesn't really matter. So, what does all this information mean?
間違いないよ、タク。名前は山添うきちゃん。
この子ももともと実験に使われた被験者だったようだな。
This shattering revelation was presented to us as a mere matter of fact, as if it was the most ordinary thing imaginable. Sarika covered her mouth with her hand and her eyes went wide. Then she had suffered the same fate as Minamisawa Senri? We don't need to see this every fucking time we say her name.
幸い、彼女は最後まで正気を失うことなく実験に耐え、生き残った。今はこのフロアで収容者たちの世話をする仕事を与えられているらしい。
収容者たちの世話？
I thought she was a criminal who'd stolen my smartphone and threatened me. And what's more, I thought she was either connected with the killer, or maybe that she was the killer herself. But now I wasn't sure.
いや、ダメだ。見かけや生い立ちに騙されちゃダメだ。あの状況だと僕のスマホを拾えたのは彼女だけなんだ。それにここでの実験の被験者ということは何らかのその能力者の可能性だってある。
Yeah, I was gonna say, if those who reacted to that image had some sort of ability, if those are the ones with the abilities, it must mean, one, Takuru must have some sort of ability he is unsure of, maybe related to these delusions. And that girl, she has to have some sort of ability as well. If that is all connected, that is.
そういう能力でもない限り不可能じゃないか。
As my mind raced, Kunasato was checking out every bit of data on the machine. But
実験の結果、理想度の発言は全被験者の 0.01% に満たず失敗度断定。別の技術を模索すべきと結論。
god damn, it's been a long time since I've heard that name.
ち、やっぱりか。バカな科学者どもが。
See, I told you guys I watched Chaos Head, but I never played the visual novel. Kunasato sounded uncharacteristically ticked off as she closed all the folders and turned off the PC.
Disorder.
And that strange word snapped me out of my reverie. It seems that's what she was looking for. I looked at her, hoping for some kind of answer, but she just glared back at me with terrifying eyes.
そろそろ時間的に限界だ。出るぞ。
え？
これ以上ここにいれば発見される。
でも僕たちの目的がまだ。
お前たちは計画がずさんすぎる。この施設内の構造すら知らないのだろ。
Apparently we don't. She was right. I had snuck in here as a child, but that was all. I didn't remember the details.
そんなことでは探したところで無駄だ。
She was right. Damn it. But there must be some way. I looked around the room and saw the rows of monitors. If they were on, they could at least tell us what was going on around the facility. Maybe they could tell us where Yamazoe Yuki was.
どうした宮代？
このモニターの電源がないか探してるんだよ。こいつが使えれば、あるいは。
無駄だ。そもそもその監視システム自体動いているのかも。
Suddenly, the room was bathed in pale light. All of the monitors on the wall turned on. All we could do was gasp. What we thought were security cameras were showing. Ooh. Oh my god. Hundreds of sumo stickers. I almost screamed. I was so surprised. Inside the monitors on the wall was face after sumo sticker face all looking at me. What was this? Yeah, even I'm confused. What was going on? Oh no, not this shit again. This is happening too often.
おいおい、勝手に寝るんじゃない。
Kunasato. Huh? The fact that we don't even know that we're going into these things is really concerning. I was back in the chair. Was this a dream? Which was the dream? Was I dreaming of being in this chair? Or had I been dreaming of being in the monitoring room? My head felt really cold. Oh, that's right. They'd opened my skull.
お前はなかなかいい脳みそをしているな。
Hey, thanks. Did I?
ピンク色でシワが多くて、とても美味しそうだ。
それは、喜んでいいんですか？
もちろんだ。さて、それじゃあそろそろいただくとするか。
Kunasato grinned with glee and took something metallic out of her pocket. A spoon?
人間の脳はこうして生きたまま食べるのがうまいんだ。
Huh? Who knew?
では失礼して。
This is weird. She was eating it. Kunasato was eating my brain.
ダメだ、止まらない。
I wonder what the effects of eating a human brain would be. I'm sure it can't be good for you.
食べられるってこんなに気持ちがいいんだ。
Wait, if his brain is getting eaten, how can he continue to have coherent thoughts? Jesus Christ, Takuru, calm down. Calm down, me boy. Can we get out of this already? Stuff's horrifying. Again. I had another weird delusion. I quickly shook my head and slapped my cheeks to snap myself out of it.
なんかやだ。
気色悪い。
Sarika and Ito looked unhappy. It was because of the sumo stickers displayed on the monitors. I looked at the monitors once more, trying my best to avoid the sumo stickers. I'm confused. So are like the sumo stickers layered on top of the monitors, or are they in are they being displayed on the screens? That part is kind of confusing me. Some of the monitors were showing the inside of the hospital, but some were looking somewhere else. Street corners in Shibuya, signs, under bridges, alleyways, overpasses, train station staircases, store walls. And then I realized, all of the monitors were with sumo stickers. Some of them I knew. God damn it. That was the spot where Kirisu had been attacked. Of course, there were sumo stickers there.
なるほどな。探していたということか。
探していた？
さっきのファイルに書いてあっただろ。特殊な事象変異を引き起こす人間は、11番目のこの画像に反応を示すと。
Yes. Kunisano pointed to a corner of one of the monitors. I quickly looked away before I got a direct look at a sumo sticker. In other words, whoever was using this place put up the 11th Rorschach image all over Shibuya. I feel like I'm still saying that wrong. And used these cameras to find people who reacted to it. And then they took them here and did those horrible experiments? Oh no, not again. I remembered what I'd seen happen to Minamisawa Senri and felt like I was going to throw up again. And then Kunisado made a sharp noise. She put her hand on one of the monitors to brush away the dust and then stared at it. It showed something moving around a dark room. There was no sumo sticker there. It wasn't an image of Shibuya or the hospital above, so it was probably showing one of the rooms down here. It was definitely the girl. On the screen, she was saying something to an old person lying on a bed and gently wrapping belts around their arms and legs.
急げ。もうじき警備が回ってくる時間だ。
That girl was my only clue as to where my smartphone was, which meant that we had to find the room on the monitor. Kunisado suddenly told me that she knew where it was. She'd been so uncooperative so far, I had no idea why she suddenly decided to help. But when she saw the girl, she suddenly said that she'd go with us. Maybe she's thinking that she can get some answers out of her, which I highly doubt, but who knows. Of course, I knew her well enough by now. She wasn't helping us. She'd simply taken an interest in that girl. At least, that's how I saw it. As we moved down the dim hallway, the temperature dropped, and the humidity went up.
ここだ。
She stopped in front of a door with strange words on the plate. What'd it say? Confinement room 3. Ah, that's nice. That's not scary or anything like that. Definitely not. Kunisado opened the door a little, taking care to make as little noise as possible. I peeked inside. And there I saw a world that I'd only ever seen in movies. There were rows of beds in the room. And there were what appeared to be prisoners lying on them. They had different ages and sexes. Some were old and some seemed young. And one of them I recognized. It was the old lady the girl had been walking with before. The sound I make whenever I have to get up in the morning for work or school.
21398579985357.
This man knows numbers. Well, this woman is struggling. This man has a high voice. Some were screaming and some were counting numbers endlessly. One was a girl who was endlessly chewing her food. It seemed unreal. I remembered the woman with the baby carriage I'd passed before and felt cold sweat forming on my palms.
ここは
強度の OCSD 視床下部損傷による過食およびチューイング大脳半球損傷による反則空間無視障害全員脳をいじられてる。
じゃあここの人たちはみんな
そう簡単に処分することもできずここで飼い殺してる。
For a moment, the tone of her voice had changed. It felt like there was a pale flame burning somewhere deep within her voice. It was a pale flame of rage, which seemed cold at first glance, but was in fact incredibly hot.
タク
Serica tugged at my sleeve and whispered. She pointed at a bed in the back with her other hand. I could see someone or something moving past what looked like a curtain. Yeah, I feel that, man.
ごめんなさい。ちょっと窮屈だけど我慢してください。起きたらまたお散歩に行きましょうね。はい、今行きます。待っててください。
Someone appeared from within the curtain. And there she is.
あの子だ。
The girl in the file, Yamazawa Yuki, didn't seem to notice us. She moved around from one patient to another, doing her best to take care of them.
よかった。彼女はまだちゃんと正気を保ってるようだ。
I could hear Kunosada whisper.
彼女からどうやってスマホを返してもらえばいいでしょう。説得とかしても聞いてくれるかどうか。むしろ警報でも鳴らされたら。
私はあの子をここから連れ出す。スマホの話なんていうのはその後でいくらでも聞け。
え？
It took me a moment to figure out what she was saying. But by the time I did, she'd flung open the door to the room and leapt inside. Yamazawa Yuki's eyes went wide at this sudden intruder. Kunosada grabbed her hand.
誰ですか？
All the patients started to scream, afraid of this sudden commotion.
皆さん落ち着いてください。大丈夫ですから。
Yamazawa looked around the room and tried her best to calm the people there, even as Kunosada held onto her arm.
いいから来い。
I don't know if this is the best idea here.
警備に気づかれる。早くしろ。
だからあなたは誰ですか？一体何ですか？
お前をここから解放してやる。
そんな嫌です。やめてください。
The girl named Yamazawa Yuki went pale and tried to free herself from Kunosada's grip. She was completely in a panic. Kunasato must have decided that there was nothing to be gained by talking, because she quickly moved around behind her and put her arm on the girl's fuck me artery. Why do I fuck up with all the heart shit? Then she applied a very light pressure. Yamazawa Yuki moaned for just an instant, and then she slumped backward into Kunasato's arms. She seemed to have passed out.
おい、
はい。
タイムリミットだ。はぐれたら置いていく。あとは知らん。
Okay.
ここの連中みたいになりたくなければついてこい。
She put the unconscious girl on her back and then ran outside the room without bothering to wait for us. I was stunned at her speed, but there was no time for hesitating.
尾上、いた。
I motioned to Serika and Ito and ran out into the hallway. Guess it's time to get the freak out of here. We followed after Kunasato as fast as we could. Just like she said, if we got lost here, we'd be caught for sure. And who knew what would happen to us then? So, I wonder if this is just a huge misunderstanding. What if she was needed here to take care of everybody? Without her... Yeah. Without her, these people might just die. I didn't know who was doing these experiments or why, but their victims were suffering horrible fates. As I ran, it felt as if their screams of rage were following me. Damn, we got out. Wow. I didn't think we ever would.
もうダメだ。走れねえ。
We followed Kunasato as fast as we could and then made it outside the hospital via a different route than before. Kunasato was sweating like a racehorse, and her breathing was heavy, but she never let her guard down for a second. Instead, she seemed to be looking around intently. We were at the back of the hospital, and this seemed like the exit where they moved corpses from the morgue to the hearse. For that reason, there was a fence surrounding us that kept us hidden. Kunasato had evidently taken this fence into account in her escape plans from the start.
これからどうするんですか?
I was too out of breath to speak, so Serika spoke for me.
地下施設はもう大騒ぎになってるはずだ。ここも間もなく見つかる。死にたくなければ足を動かせ。行くぞ。
We were almost at the rear gate to the hospital. She started to run toward it. We followed her with the last of our strength. I have a bad feeling. There was a guard stationed there, but inside there was only 2 men asleep, heads pointed at the ceiling. Hey, good work. Good work, men. Oh, okay. I frantically made my way through the guard station and finally got past the hospital's outer walls. We ran a little longer and found a van parked in a secluded spot.
何よ、みおちゃん。ずいぶん賑やかじゃない?
A broad-shouldered woman looked up at us from the driver's seat. It was hard to tell how old she was. Her attitude and bearing made her look like an older person, but the mischievous grin on her face made her seem younger.
で、必要なことはつかめた?
ええ。あれだけの犠牲者を出しながら、例の実験では結局、理論を完成させることができなかったようです。
そう。
理想度の発言にも確実性はなく、ギガロマニアックス実験は失敗だったと。
Yeah, there's that terminology.
まあ、予想した通りよね。
ギガロだって。
And what was a D sword? Didn't she say something about that in the monitoring room?
ただ、 重要な情報源を見つけました。
Kunasato opened the rear door and laid Yamazoe Yuki on the back seat.
その子が
多分実験の生き残りかと。保護？
え、それはまあいいわ。しばらくうちで預かっとく。
頼みます。
Kunasato hadn't even dropped her attitude for Detective Shinjo, but now she was being polite. Just who was this woman?
で、そっちの子たちはお友達じゃないわよね。
こっちは使えるかどうか後ほど判断します。私の家まで送っていただければ。
She seemed to be referring to us, but what did she mean by good? She was as arrogant as ever, and like usual, she was pissing me off.
了解。とにかくみんな乗りなさい。早く。
Her voice got a little sharper as she pointed to the middle seat in the back of the van. We could hear what sounded like a lot of yelling from the direction of the hospital. Uh-oh. That's not good. We quickly jumped inside and closed the door. Kunasato got in the front passenger seat. The van started quietly and headed off into the night. Hell yeah, we escaped successfully. Mission passed. I think.
ここだ。入れ。
Alright, so we'll have to end it there, since we seem to be done with that little section. God damn, things are wild. I didn't think they'd get any more crazier, but this was a good episode with a lot of knowledge thrown at us that may not be entirely laid out and easy to explain right now, but hopefully it will be as time goes on. So, these past two episodes, wow. What a crazy heist, if you want to call it that, or infiltration, if you will. Definitely crazy. But anyways, we'll end it there. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and all that fancy shit. And I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.